Right now, we're going to read through the first email that you will receive as a member of the Grow Tall Millionaires Club. You'll notice that I actually changed the layout of what I'm offering, and we're going to get into that and cover a little bit about why I changed it. But first, I want to talk to those who are deciding that maybe this isn't for them right now. Maybe they don't have enough money or the timing isn't right. I just want to say that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes we have to wait. I mean, I'm just just now emerging from a sort of a 5-year hiatus myself. I mean, I started inching out a couple of years ago, but yeah, sometimes we have to wait. It's okay. And one of the reasons why I decided to back away for a while was because my circumstances were not quite right. The money wasn't quite right, and certainly the time wasn't where it needed to be. And I'll even say right now, things are not perfect. The money is a bit better, the scheduling is better, but sometimes, the timing isn't right, and we just make do with what we have. And that's what I'm doing right now. And that's one of the reasons I changed the product, because though I was excited to work with people one-on-one, it just wasn't practical. It's better to have a different type of product where I don't have to communicate with people day after day after day, watching them do their Grow Tall routine, because that's what I was going to do. We're going to interact every day, and if you wanted to, we do like a FaceTime or something, and I actually watch you do your routine and show you areas that you needed to correct. And if you wanted to, you could have sent me videos, and I would have critiqued your videos. If you had questions or struggles on a daily basis, you could connect with me, And the aim was to have 10 or 15 of such customers, because that's the only way that it would be worth my time. But when I got my first customer, I realized, wow. First of all, I was glad to have that first customer, because I love the concept of working one-on-one with somebody and just making sure that they get height increases. I love it, like just being so present that they can't fail. I just like that idea. But I quickly realized that it wouldn't be practical for me to have 10 such clients. It wouldn't be practical. So I had to change some things. I also realized that everybody may not want one-on-one coaching, one-on-one guidance. Everybody may not want that. There could be a lot of people who just simply want the information. They may not be able to participate as far as workouts are concerned. So I had to think of that. Some people they just want to learn right now. Okay, see what it's all about, and then maybe do a routine later. So taking that into consideration and some other things, I figured, hey, yeah, it's best for me to change what I'm offering here. Before I get into the first email that you will receive, we're going to go through the whole first email, and it's going to give you an overview of what's in the course. Okay? It's going to give you a complete overview. And I just wanted to mention there were a few people who tried to get on board with the one-on-one guidance program, and the merchant blocked the payment. Now I want you to know, I didn't do that. That was the merchant. And I have not addressed it yet because I was focused on putting the new program together. So after I'm finished uploading this video and doing a couple of other things, I'll look into that. Okay? So I think that about covers it. At the end of the video, those of you who are deciding that maybe this is not for you, I'm going to give you some tips to start getting height increases right away. In fact, it's more than tips. I'm really giving you the whole shebang. Okay? And basically, I'm reviewing some things that was in the initial web page. The link in the description box. It's the same things in the description box that you may have read it, and if so, that's great. But I'm just going to go over some key points in case you may have forgot or you may have overlooked it. I'm going to go over some key points so that you can start applying it to go ahead and start getting some height increases right away. Okay? Great. So this is the first email. We're going to assume your name is Rich because everyone in the Grow Tall Millionaires Club is rich. Okay? Makes sense, right? All right. Hi, Rich. Welcome to the Grow Tall Millionaires Club. Glad to have you as one of the first members in our pilot program. So, working together, let's see what this becomes over the next 13 weeks. Our aim is to help you get height increases as fast as possible, but please keep this in mind. At the Grow Tall Millionaires Club, we count the millimeters. So let's go ahead and get started the right way. 1. Get a stadiometer today. A good one. Your own. That way nothing gets switched on you, and you ensure no tampering. I bought a Detecto Portable. 100% accurate, sturdy, I like it. Thumbs up. Number 2. Start measuring your morning height this week. Don't worry about a routine if you haven't started one. Just measure your morning height every day for a week, within the first minute of getting out of bed. At the end of the week, note your tallest height and also calculate your average height. Document them both. To make sure you're at your very tallest when you measure, pull your shoulders back a little and take a deep breath and hold it for a brief second as you measure. For added height, you might try pulling your ab muscles inward. Seems a bit much? This ensures no cheating in the future. You want every height increase to be real. Getting the tallest measurement from the beginning means every new millimeter you see is legit new height. So right here you see clearly we're not interested in cheating, playing any games, doing any tricks. We want all height that we see to be for real. Also, before I move on to point number 3, I want to make so far what you're reading was actually on the web page. And I wanted to point this out because those of you who are deciding that this isn't the right time for you right now, I want you to see that what I put in that web page was really to help you. Like, part of what's in that web page is actually in the program. Okay? So, and And these first three things that I'm mentioning, these first three bullet points, they are so critical. You could be doing the right nutrition. You could be doing the right exercises. You could actually be getting height increases. But you won't know if you don't track yourself correctly. Okay? Measuring your morning height is critical in my opinion. Okay? There can be other ways to go about a height increase program, but the way that I do it, morning height is critical. If you were a teenager growing or something like that, fine. Looking at evening height, you could probably get away with that. But if you're an adult past that growing stage, quote unquote growing stage, morning height is very important. Okay? And you want, in morning height, it causes you to focus on the height that you can actively improve. Okay? Every day you can try to improve your level of decompression when you sleep. How you work your body, what you're doing with your body. You can ensure that when you go to sleep, you're putting yourself in the best position to decompress in a way that you've never done before. And that's kind of the mindset that we take in order for you to keep getting gains upon gains upon gains. So, these first points, I think it could make you or break you. Maybe not with everybody, but it's like if you don't even know you're improving, if you don't even realize that your height is responding to what you're doing, you may give up before you should. Point number 3. At some point this week, measure your evening height or nighttime height. In other words, your fully compressed height. Document it, and don't worry about it anymore until your morning height has increased by at least 1 inch from your initial morning height. Your evening height will be all over the place in the meantime. If you pay attention to it, you might get discouraged. Focus on the morning height. Your evening height will catch up. 4. Do the leg lengthening experiment for yourself. And I say that because I think it's good for your mindset to actually know that your legs actually decompress. That you can make your legs longer. Like, experience it first. Experience yourself making your legs longer. And this is how to do it. You stand up, walk around, and be active for 20 minutes to give your body a chance to compress. Then measure your height. Now stretch your calf muscles for 30 seconds. It's best to stretch them both at the same time, like on stairs or the steps of your porch or something. Take a break. Repeat for a total of 5 or 6 times, stretching 30 seconds each time. After the 6th time, quickly check your height. You're taller. Not by spinal decompression, but by leg decompression. You could then try a similar test with quad stretches. Just try not to lean your torso back when stretching so that your taller height won't be blamed on spinal decompression. Again, you'll see that it was leg decompression when you notice your taller height. And then I invite you to try ankles, your outer thighs. It's up to you. Okay? There's also another way, I won't get into it now, but you can actually test, how can I say it? You can verify and confirm for yourself that your leg actually decompressed overnight. When you wake up, there's something you can do, and it will actually show you that your legs actually got longer while you were asleep. So yeah, let that sink in. While you sleep, your leg decompresses too, not just your spine. 5. Get a leg x-ray this week if you're open to it. If you worried that it may negatively impact your height, understood, just skip this step. This particular measure is only for adults who have clearly stopped growing and who want indisputable proof that their legs will have grown. So yeah, this is optional. But do consider the benefits of getting an x-ray of your thigh and shin bones. One such benefit is irrefutable documentation. If anybody makes false assertions in the future saying that you didn't get taller in your legs, you'll be able to refute their claims more easily by showing them before and after x-rays. 6. Establish a good sleep schedule. 7. Decide on a block of time you're able to devote to a height growth routine. If you're here only for informational purposes, never mind. All right. Number 8. Be prepared to spend money. Millionaires invest in themselves. So do Grow Tall Millionaires. If you went all out and bought a gallon of raw milk a day, that's already $900 for the 3 months. And you haven't even bought any beets yet. No eggs, no cayenne pepper. And what about the stadiometer? Not to mention all the other supplements. So be prepared to spend money to increase your height. 9. Send me your questions by replying to this email. I'll address them at the end of the week on the live call. That call could occur either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and the times could be moved to accommodate members overseas. You'll get an email notifying you of the day and time for each weekly live call. If you missed a call, no problem. They will be archived. All right. Now we'll go into the program, what we'll be doing each week. Here's what we'll cover each week. Week 1. What to get and what to make. Must-haves. Must-haves are important because when you know what's critical, you'll understand how you might be able to improvise if needed. Okay? But we'll be very specific with what to get and what to make. But the must-haves does understanding that gives you some leeway. Okay? Week 2. What to do and how to do it. Also, during that live call, there'll be an invitation to send videos of your workouts, and you can send them throughout the coming week. Okay? So after that live call, you can send your videos for, the next 7 days of your workouts, so that on the week 3 live call, there will be a review of common mistakes and also other mistakes. And if any of the members are open to having their video critiqued in front of everybody, then we'll do that. And we'll also talk about timing. Okay? Week 4. That will be a live question and answer session. We're also going to have a summary of weeks 1 through 3. And the part I really like is that there will be the invitation to start reporting height increases going forward. Because height increases should start to pop up week 5. So, let's talk about week 5 through 12. And this is something I really look forward to. A new height increase accelerator introduced each week. These are things that I've actually been wanting to share for quite some time. There will be a height increase report each week as well. And interviews will be welcomed. Okay, so some in the group may be having very notable gains, and others may want to find out, about some of the things that they may be doing or putting emphasis on, and they'll be able to share that information if they so desire. And that will occur every week, weeks 5 through 12. Okay? Week 13. I like this part as well. There will be a live event called The Answer. The best is yet to come. This will be an in-person event, but there will also be an option to attend virtually. The place, date, and time is to be decided. It will likely be October 7th, 8th, or 9th, okay? But that can be changed according to customers. I'll take that into consideration, But yeah, like I said, it's to be decided. And we'll also have reflections as well at the end. But let me talk a little bit about what I mean by the best is yet to come. You'll notice how everything is structured. We'll have the gist, the key things that we need to do will be taken care of the first 4 weeks. But every week after that, there will be something given that can enhance results even further. So we're already taking things to the max. Okay? And then when we get all the way to that 12th week and we done brought things to the max so far, we have the 13th week where I share the answer and we realize the journey has only just begun. I love that. I love it so much. And I think it's really, really good that way because you want to be prepared for the answer. You want to have everything intact. If you've done any Grow Tall journeys, you know what it's like. You buy some good supplements. You might have some stem cell enhancers and some other stuff, but you're not even using it. Even though you may be doing Grow Tall routines and stuff, there's like these special supplements you have, you don't even dig into them yet. And why is that? Well, if you have been doing Grow Tall routines, it's because you want to make sure that you're doing everything right, because you don't want to waste a supplement. So you want to make sure your discipline is on point. You know, your schedule is right, and you're taking in all the other nutrition and supplements you need, so that when you take this special supplement, it will actually go to work for you. Okay? So if you've been in a game, you understand that. And so you see why week 13 is so appropriate for that. We've had 12 weeks to get into the groove, to get into a good rhythm, and then bam, we're hit with the answer. And applying it is so much easier. Okay? It's so much easier. So I look forward to that. And man, we'll hope you're able to make it. I really hope to meet some people in person. But like I said, it can be virtual. All right. What kind of results can I expect? Well, in this 90-day pilot program, you'll spend the first 2 weeks thoroughly documenting your current height, learning what you'll need to buy, what exercises to do, and how to do them. You'll begin your workouts the third week if you follow the plan strictly. However, there are common mistakes you could be making even then, so you'll be invited to send me clips of your workouts that third week so that corrections can be applied by the fourth week. So your fourth week will be your first real week of doing a proper Grow Tall routine, the Grow Tall Millionaire way. Assuming you continue, your first results may start rolling in during week 5. We'll aim for increases, whether it's an all-time high or an increase in your average morning height, every week thereafter, all the way to the 13th week. Generally speaking, there is no need to measure your height daily. But if I were to make a suggestion, in addition to measuring your height week 1, measuring your height weeks 5, 9, and 13 would be most helpful in gauging your progress. If you're not measuring daily, just know that you could miss a new height increase. Remember, a new height increase counts even if it fluctuates downward thereafter. For you will have introduced your body to a taller height not known previously. So just keep that in mind. You could have skipped several weeks of measuring and as a result miss one of your height increases along the way. With that being said, do what gives you peace of mind. But also know that for this and other reasons, I cannot guarantee that you will get taller or see a height increase. True story. I went on a 4-week height growth journey and increased my height by only a notch. At the time, I didn't have a stadiometer, so that's what I call very small height increases. If I had to guess, though, it was probably around 1 millimeter or maybe even half a millimeter. I caught the new height increase during the 3rd week. So if I'd waited until the 4th week to measure, I would have missed it and might have assumed that my routine did not produce results, when in fact it did. For me, it was energizing to see my height increase, even though it was a small gain. But if you can stay motivated without measuring your height daily, great. Do you. Alright? So that covers that. Why did I get such small results during that Grow Tall journey? I put 2 videos there where I talk about it, pretty much as it was happening. It goes back to 2013, okay? 2 months later. 2 months later, I got a stadiometer and tried again with better execution. Here, during that Grow Tall journey, I talk about what my results were after just 12 days in. Yep, 6 millimeters. 1/4 of an inch after just 12 days. By the end of that month-long journey, I'd gained 12 millimeters. And still, I know I could have gained more within that time if I executed better toward the end. To be honest, Rich, I think I could have grown a whole inch that month. And that's the truth. I'm not exaggerating. I actually relaxed my efforts midway. And there's some reasons why I did that. And one of them I think you should know about. But we'll save that for another time, okay? Experience has shown me that results can accelerate according to the quality of your efforts. So let's make the most of our time together, Rich. I look forward to the story that will unfold in the weeks to come. For now, though, first things first. Complete the steps above, and if you have a moment, tell me about yourself. What's your story, Rich? And I'm curious, how did you first hear about me? What would make our time together a really good experience for you? And what would make it like a dream? Bringing you to laughter, pinching yourself. Reply to this email and let me know. Be on the lookout for your email invite to our upcoming weekly live call. If there are any areas you're struggling with at any point, feel free to send me an email letting me know so that I can cover that subject on one of our live calls. Thanks. Skin tight, Flash. So, that's that. If you're open to getting started with the Grow Tall Millionaires Club, if that sounds like a good idea, great. Happy to have you. And we'll get the ball rolling, okay? But if you're thinking this might not be the right time for you, what we'll do is just go over some points from the web page, from the link in the description box, that can help you to start getting some gains very, very soon. Okay? All you have to do is apply it. Alright? And I'm going to skim through this as fast as I can. Let's see. Yeah. Cayenne pepper. I mentioned cayenne pepper. And I mentioned beets. So read through that and add that to your list, your grocery list. Or if you have a garden, grow some beets. But anyway, beets, cayenne pepper. What else? And I talk about the rationale behind it. So make sure you read that. Okay? What else? Okay? Raw milk. Alright? And number 10, raw milk. Feed the pump. I talk about raw milk, and then I talk about eggs. Alright? And I talk about what could help you digest your raw milk. Lactase drops. And you can get them on Amazon. You drop them into the milk, okay? And it'll help you digest it instead of, you know. You know. And another option besides lactase drops is capsules. You can take some lactase capsules, okay? And that'll help you digest the milk. Also, when it comes to eggs, you know, and I mentioned pasture-raised eggs, okay? That's important. I even talk about peaches, so you don't stink up the place too bad. All right. Right here, I put for ages, milk and eggs have been on the top of the list when it comes to easily accessible foods that promote growth, rich in vitamins, minerals, and growth stuff. All right. I also talk about mineral metabolism. You should look up foods and supplements in your area that support mineral metabolism. Well, make sure you do that. And it's spoken of more a little further down. Okay. So, yeah. Support stem cell release. That's as simple as going on Amazon and typing stem cell release. Okay. Simple. And you can go through the products and see which one you think is best. Okay? But let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Actually name a stem cell releaser further down. But let's see. I talk about Grow Tall folklore. All that stuff, don't just brush it off so fast. Okay? Grow Tall folk. Like, there could be people in your area. There could be practices or stories about how to get taller. There could be truth in it, Sometimes that's how you got to find it. And I share an example here. And check it out. Second to the last paragraph. Where I say, now I wouldn't recommend going back to drinking gallons of milk mixed with cattle blood. But definitely consider organic beets blended in raw milk and raw eggs with cayenne pepper. I just gave you a drink. Beets, raw milk, raw eggs, and cayenne pepper. And I even go into the amount. In this last paragraph, I say, I heard they drank about 1.5 gallons of milk per day. When I was having good height gains, I was drinking around half a gallon a day. I don't think I ever was able to chug down a gallon. At most, maybe 3/4 of a gallon. But that was only once or twice. Okay? Giving you the goods, folks. Giving you the goods. Over here I talk about organ meats. Okay. Kinda gave you a little clue about fats, but anyway. I point you in further down. I point you in a direction that actually brings you to everything. But look at point 14. Reach and stretch like a growing baby. Okay? And so, see how babies put their toes in their mouth? It's similar to the double-legged forward bend. Okay? So I talk about that. Stretch. And then I talk about the elongation stretch. Okay? And I talk about how these stretches are active, not passive. I talk about how the babies are reaching for everything. Okay? Yeah. And I say, babies drink milk all day and stretch and reach, even with their feet. And once they start walking, even before they start walking, they reach for everything. And for them, it's a workout. Whatever they're reaching for don't come easy. So then, I encourage you, give you an idea. You could reach for the ceiling in your home. On videos on my channel, it shows where I've marked up the wall. I put goal posts up there. And they were put there for me to reach for the different lines and to see how high I was getting. You could do that. Okay? So I just told you at least 3 exercises. You could reach for the ceiling. You could do an elongation stretch, just like babies do when they first wake up. And you can do a double-legged forward bend. You notice? All of these things involve reaching. Even with the double-legged forward bend, you're reaching for your toes. It's basically a sitting down toe touch. Okay? You're reaching while you're stretching your whole body. With the elongation stretch, you're stretching, but you're reaching. You're reaching with your feet and you're reaching with your hands in opposite directions. Active, not passive. Okay? And it's the same way with reaching for the ceiling. When you reach for the ceiling, you don't have your feet flat on the ground. You tiptoe. Engage your lower body. Some people wonder, can they grow in their lower body? Well, I say, I doubt it if they never engage it. You see, if you don't believe it, you will do things to support your disbelief. And so all you'll say is, you can't grow in the legs. Well, the reality is, you never grew in your legs because you never believed you could. And so you never engaged your legs. Okay? So even if you don't believe you can grow in your legs, that's fine. Engage them anyway. Just see what happens. In fact, before you start, why don't you get an x-ray and have it measured, have your bones measured, and then start a routine, engage your legs. You don't have to believe your legs can grow. Just engage your legs, do the right nutrition, and do it for a period of 90 days. See what happens. That's something you can try. All right, we'll move on. I mentioned getting Grow Tall books and watching Grow Tall videos. That's what I did. Okay? There's nothing preventing you from doing the same thing. I also watch videos about nutrition that featured Sally Fallon. Sally Fallon inspired me to try to grow taller as an adult because I was 33 years old and I was introduced to one of her videos and I was watching it and I saw how she was reporting on what Weston A. Price discovered and looking at different types of people all over the world, different groups of people. Some groups were tall, some were short, and others were in between. And there were similarities in diet across the board, whether you had the tall Maasai or some tall group from another ethnicity. They may have had different diets, but there were certain similarities in their diet that contributed to their height. And they would notice these things across the board. The same way with people who were short. Whether they lived in this area or that area, there were similarities. So certain diets produce short people, certain diets produce tall people, other diets produce people in between. And she said all of this in a speech where she's like standing in front of a red curtain. Okay? And I mentioned this at some point in this right up as well. Okay? And again, I talk about the 3 bullet points. That's where most people fail. They don't even know how to measure progress. The most reasonable and sensible approach. It's more reasonable to measure your morning height instead of your evening height. Okay. Here it's okay if you can't afford to work with me. That's fine. You can still get height increases. I got my first height increases by downloading Grow Tall ebooks and looking at popular Grow Tall videos on YouTube. I combined that information with what I learned from Sally Fallon and her lectures on nourishing traditions, all on YouTube. I remember also I bought some stem cell releasers from Whole Foods Market. It was called E3 Live. So there it is, a name of a stem cell releaser. I tell you where they sell it. I tell you what form I took it in. And what else do I say? Yeah. I say get in them Grow Tall ebooks. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make the beet drink. I recommend it if you're comfortable with the risk. You know, some people are afraid to drink raw milk and raw eggs, but you know. Say take those stem cell releasers. Take the time out to watch a Sally Fallon lecture. Okay? And I even describe which one. Okay? Now I'm going to read through this because I think it's very important. Okay? Many years ago, I encouraged my viewers to look at the lectures of Sally Fallon. It seemed that no one really paid attention to what I was saying. But guess what? A few weeks ago, I saw a video of a guy sharing how he went from 5'9" to 6'5" in 1 year at the age of 17. Guess what dietary lifestyle principles he was promoting? Those that Sally Fallon and Weston A. Price promoted. He was even drinking a gallon of raw milk a day. Getting 9 hours of sleep too. The milk may have helped with that, by the way. As I watched his video, I had to wonder if he'd come across one of my earlier videos years ago. Maybe, maybe not. He also may not have seen a Sally Fallon video, but who knows? He was definitely speaking the same principles that she taught. Her info is priceless for those interested in being taller. I actually displayed Sally Fallon's book and read from it on video. How did those videos perform? Low views. The best one didn't have a single thumb up. But in the meantime, while viewers ignored my life-changing content, another guy was following the same nutritional principles I was sharing with my seemingly unappreciative audience, and he was having the growth spurt of his life. 8 inches in 1 year. True, he was still within that adolescent window for growth, but he maximized his opportunity and profited from it, even though the window was narrowing. And it was just refreshing to see that someone actually got it and used the right nutritional principles in order to gain height. If you're past that adolescent window of opportunity, it makes no difference to me. I believe in my soul that you can gain inches. I know for a fact that growth beyond puberty is possible. I don't doubt it one bit. I'm living it. I've seen it in others. Okay, I've seen others live it. Yeah. So, I say on here, growth can be a choice. I'm only interested in seeing results. Let's see. Oh yeah, here I basically recommend that you might consider getting your own height increases first before you even consider joining the Grow Tall Millionaires Club. Make your own success story. Okay? And I state the reasons for that. Alright. And that's it. That's it. So, I'll end it there. If you're deciding that the Grow Tall Millionaires Club is not for you at this time, that's fine. Like I said in the previous video, read through the information, absorb it, and apply. Okay? And I hope perhaps to hear of your height increases in the future. And if you are deciding that the Grow Tall Millionaires Club is right for you, then great. Then great. I'll see you on the other side.